Hello, Watem here, and welcome back to small Umineko When They Cry. Let's continue.
わらわが力を貸した人間の多くは、お前と同じようなことを口にする。
Oh, I'm kind of reminded of So obviously, most people have heard like the monkey paw thing, where you wish for something and it twists your wish in such a way that it's not what you actually want. Like so I think in the monkey paw example, they wish for a certain amount of money, then like a few minutes later, army officer knocks on their door and goes, yes, so your son was killed in combat, here is the money you get for his sacrifice, and it's the exact same amount which they asked for. So stuff like that. On the other hand, there is another one which I can think of where it does exactly what you want it to. However, what you want is not what you need, and you very quickly realize that. You have exactly what you asked for, but it doesn't address the actual issues that you're facing. So it might be something like that, where people have asked for stuff and then gone, this is actually a horrible situation I'm in, I hate you. But who knows?
ほうけるな。お前はシャノンを憐れんで力を貸したんじゃない。
I also don't think that she lent her power to Shannon to be malicious. I think she just wants to be entertained.
恋に胸を焦がすシャノンの心の隙をついて、自分を封じていた鏡を割らせた。
Yeah, there's that too.
しかもそれだけじゃない。その末路まで想像がついていて、もてあそんでいる。違うか。カーグとはつくづく哀れな存在よ。夢も未来も恋すらもないか。よいよい、身の程はわきまえるに限るぞ。
No future? I'm guessing, like, in terms of like having no dreams. But then why is it separate from dreams? Hmm.
ジェシカの心にはお前が察する通り淡い恋心があった。そなたはそれにハサミを入れ刈り取ったつもりでいる。
But it's not that simple.
だが知っておるか。木は勝手に茂らせたものより枝を間引き剪定したものの方が太い枝をつけるというぞ。家具に恋する娘か。面白いぞ、実に面白い。シャーノンとジョージもやがては結ばれ得ぬ恋に行き詰まり、わらわ好みの大きな果実を実らせるだろう。しかしいかんせんあの二人はうまくいきすぎていて面白くなくてな。そこへ行くとお前たちは大いにわらわを楽しませてくれそうだぞ。
Witch laughed. Even though she had known the two could never be together, she had learnt magic to bring them together. However, they couldn't escape the fate that prevented them from ever being truly joined. The witch knew that. Even if they were joined, Shannon and George, Canon and Jessica, would eventually break up. They would wander through an endless desert in this hell of love, tormented by an eternal thirst.
わらわがその力を対価なく貸すことがあるとでも。
I thought the exchange was to entertain me.
恋に手は貸そう。その対価はやがて必ず訪れる二人への過酷な運命の鑑賞料としていただくわけよ。これに勝る見せ物は1000年経っても存在せぬ。金像を見るがいい。恋の味を知り楽園を追放された哀れな老いぼれの末路を。死んでも死にきれぬさながら亡者のような生き様を見るがいい。
Yeah. So even if her love succeeds, she'll eventually get the entertainment she wants at some point down the line.
やはりお前は魔女だ。消えて失せろ、この悪魔め。
頼まれずとも消えよう。まだまだわらわには力が戻らぬでな。姿を現し続けるのはまだまだ疲れることよ。そなたら恋人たちに力を授けるのに無理をしすぎたのでな。触媒のブローチなしで力を維持し続けるのは今のわらわには容易ではない。
Cannon ground his foot even more into the stomp bridge. He felt it break under his foot. Then it evaporated like water, and changed into butterflies that sparkled gold, fluttering out from beneath Cannon's foot. So, one thing I've just kind of thought, I think, is this different from how things happened in the first episode? Because, I mean, we get the Shannon and George pairing still, but was it caused by the exact same events? I'm mainly wondering that because Shannon expressed it as being Cannon seeing butterflies rather than her speaking to Beatrice.
わらわもこの姿を保ち続けるのがちと苦しい。
I mean, I guess there could be some kind of magic that prevents her from talking about actually talking to the witch.
しばしそなたの願い通り姿を消そう。満ちぬ潮も月もないように我が魔力も必ず満ちる。そして必ずや訪れよう。わらわがよみがえるにふさわしい時が。それが明日のことか来年のことか、さもなくば100年1000年未来のことかは想像もつかぬ。
Which suggests that perhaps it's the first time doing this?
だがわらわを楽しませてくれる者たちがおる限り、わらわは必ずや力を得てよみがえるであろう。その時までしばし姿を消す。そなたの手のひらにもはやあざはなく、そなたが望むならば明日の朝にはわらわの存在など夢か幻のように消し去ることもできよう。
Well, that explained what I just said. Oh, I questioned something and they immediately answer. I feel like they did that from the first episode as well.
忘れ去られることほどわらわに悲しいことはない。
Admittedly, I feel like this time it's my fault for taking so long to think of that.
だがわらわは必ずよみがえる。そしてその日がいつ訪れても後悔することのないよう自らを戒めよ。わらわは必ずや再臨し、この島の真の主として全てを支配する。その時こそ再び黄金鏡の扉が開かれる。欲深な亡者たちが必ずやわらわを呼び覚ます。
Greedy dead.
くどい、早く消え去れ黄金の魔女。
Really dead. If we look at characters that died in the first time, we've got Kraus 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So definitely the family members could be said to be greedy for wanting the money. Gordo was greedy and not a very nice person, wanting to take all the glory. And Shannon may be greedy for wanting love. I guess. Might be like one of the requirements for the first 6 to be greedy in some way or another. Anyway, for which became a cloud of gold butterflies and scattered away, leaving behind a scornful laugh. The whole area sparkled like a gold blizzard in a snow globe. It was a fleeting, fantastical scene that disappeared in a heartbeat. Are we now going to get Jessica POV? Which could no longer be seen. However, Cannon felt like he could still hear that shrill, unpleasant laugh.
ああ、愉快愉快。なぜに久しぶりの人の世はこうも愉快なのか。
Organ music's great.
恋に惑え、黄金に惑え。そのどちらにも惑わぬものなど人間にあらず。なるほど。故に家具とは言い得たり。家具は人間に奉仕するために生み出される。そしてわらわは退屈なる千年の慰み者として人間を虐げる。そのわらわが家具を支配できぬとは、なんとも愉快な三すくみ。金蔵め、実に面白いことをしてくれる。家具め、わらわを撃てるか試みてみるがいい。今宵、まきたる恋の種は2つ。
Tonight?
すでにまきたる種と含めて、これで3つ。
One already signed would be Shannon and George, presumably. While one would be Jessica. Maybe she's the two Jessica and George, maybe? And Shannon being one already signed? I don't know.
ベアトリーチェ、なぜ私を一人この苦界に置き去りにしたのか。私は憎い。これほどまでに恋焦がれているのに答えようとせぬお前を永遠に憎む。
親方様、それ以上のお酒はお体に障ります。南條先生からもご注意を受けておられるのでは。
黙れ源氏。お前には分からぬ。我が嘆きも苦しみも分からぬ。お前だけは我が苦しみを理解してくれていると、お前だけは我が最古の友人であると信じているのに。
My oldest friend, separate from him treating himself as furniture? I don't know.
なぜに理解できないというのか。おー、ベアトリーチェ。なぜ私だけを置き去りに。
I don't know why yeah, that's not the words I want to use. Yeah, I feel like my idea of furniture being like homunculus doesn't quite fit in with Genji's. Sort of a spanner of works. Although I guess it could still be possible. It's just not convenient. And poor Jessica.
なんだよ、家具ってわけわかんねえよ。
おお、おいたわしやジェシカ様。寝室から聞こえてくるすすり泣く声に、私は事情を知りつつもどうしようもないのでございます。すべては若すぎた二人と近すぎた距離、そして 生まれた家柄が遠すぎたゆえの悲劇。
Look at you giving a soliloquy like you're in some kind of rom-com play.
私はただただお嬢様のお気持ちを汲み取り、足音を殺して静かに立ち去るのみなのでございます。
This really feels like some kind of Shakespearean third character coming onto the scene afterwards and giving their soliloquy before bowing out again. It feels odd, random, bizarre. Oh well, I guess. And violins are good too.
それって
Ooh, are we going on another date?
どういう意味ですか、ジョージさん。
言葉通りの意味だよ。
ん
僕はまだ自分の城を築き上げてない。
は？
それができて初めて僕は一人前になれたと思えるんだ。
I bought a house, I guess?
その時、君と結婚したい。
No.
それは
でもそれじゃあ、もう僕の心が許せないんだ。
は？
だから、君に婚約指輪を贈りたい。
As in put it off anymore, I guess. And just leave her hanging without any knowledge of what's going on?
婚約ですか。でも私、家具ですし。
そうだったね。じゃあ、家具は人の言うことを聞かないとね。今、君に贈るのにふさわしい指輪を作らせてる。多分、今度の親族会議の日には持っていけると思う。
Yeah.
その時に送るから、どうか君の返事を聞かせてほしいんだ。君が僕の婚約を受けてくれたら、僕はその席で、おじい様を含めた全ての親族の前で、君との婚約を宣言する。
That last one might be a bit difficult.
ジョージさん。
君と僕の仲をふさわしくないと咎める人たちはきっといる。でも、そいつらの顔を見る必要はない。君はその瞳の中に僕だけを満たしていればいいから。君を必ず幸せにする。それだけは絶対に約束するから。
Oh yeah, I was...
どのように実るのか楽しみでならない。
Yeah, I was just like earlier today skipping through the Steam version of the game just to get the achievements for the first episode. And yeah, notice that the clocks do get larger there as well. Yeah. Just can't wait to see how it will ripen. I think she said that.
熟に過ぎて腐り落ちる果実の駅に黄金の蝶たちは舞い降り、今より収穫の日が待ち遠しい。宴の時はまだかまだか。
I was expecting the shadow to come earlier. So that caught me a bit off guard. The first day. Oh. Chessboard preparations. They'd eaten breakfast at a coffee shop in the station building. By chance, the inside of the shop had been decorated with Halloween colours since it was October. Maria had seemed to be awfully pleased with that. For quite some time. She talked loudly inside the train about wanting to have a Halloween festival, without caring that she was attracting the attention of others. Halloween is popular in Europe and America, but people aren't that familiar with it in Japan. The shopping district was colourfully decorated with orange pumpkins, with the costume parades of children demanding sweets and saying trick or treat were nowhere in sight.
ハロウィン祭りがしたい。こんなお洋服やだ。魔女の格好がいい。
親族会議は遊びじゃないのよ。おじいさまにお会いするんだから、ちゃんとしたお洋服じゃないとダメ。
While it wasn't completely full inside the train, it was really packed, with almost all the seats occupied by passengers. Maria was making a fuss among them, slumping her feet on the seat while Rosa scolded her. Scowled. Rosa had warned her many times to lower her voice, but Maria hadn't obeyed her at all. Once Maria got like this, no matter how much you tried to explain the situation or calm her, she wouldn't listen. Before, Rosa used to pamper Maria and give in to her at times like this. But that had probably been a mistake. Surely, Maria had gained the mistaken impression that throwing a tantrum long enough would make her mother give up and do what Maria said. Rosa had realised that error with the help of an educational book, and since then she'd hardened the part of her heart that wanted to pamper her beloved daughter. Her mutual understanding with Maria began to grow weaker and weaker, and she began to get discouraged by her own powerlessness more and more often. You still have to pamper them sometimes. This is Halloween.
お菓子をくれなきゃいたずらしちゃうぞ。
あなたにあげるお菓子はありません。さっき朝ごはんを食べたでしょ。
お菓子をくれなきゃいたずらしちゃう。お菓子をくれなきゃいたずらしちゃう。
A stout old woman, who was sitting nearby as Maria stomped to her feet, picked a candy out of her handbag and held it out to Maria.
お菓子もらえた。お菓子もらえた。見て見て、ママ。ハッピーハロウィーン。
こらマリア、勝手に人からお菓子をもらっちゃダメでしょ。返しなさい。
いいんですよ。元気なお嬢さんですこと。おいくつです？
Maybe there was no malice in the old woman's words. However, Rosa seemed to find that remark extremely humiliating.
マリア、知らない人からお菓子をもらっちゃいけないっていつも言ってるでしょ。
これはマリアがもらったの。やだ、マリアの。
話しなさい。ママの言うことを聞けっていつも言ってるでしょ。
マリアの。
Smack.
その言うのをやめなさいって言ってるでしょ。
It certainly sounds like smacking her made you really succeed in stopping her from going ooh. Rosa reflexively hit Maria violently on her cheek. Reflexively? Oof. In a flash, Maria started crying loudly. Rosa immediately took the candy from Maria's hand and pushed it back towards the dumbfounded old woman sitting next to them. Yeah, I mean, you also shouldn't be giving sweets to kids because you don't know, like, health situation wise even. Yeah, it can undermine parent as well, but more importantly, health. You don't know what their situation is like, whether they've got issues with high blood sugar, for example.
うちの子に勝手にお菓子を与えないでください。
ごめんなさい。
Breathing heavily, Rosa once again held the candy out to the old woman. After getting flustered about what she should say for a few moments, perhaps the old woman realized that her actions may have troubled this parent and child, and she accepted the candy back, apologizing. After that, Rosa finally took notice of her surroundings. Now everyone's looking at her. Her daughter's clothes were all messed up. She was crying and shouting with her nose dripping. There were many dumbfounded passengers watching them. Except for the sound of a train running, the interior was completely silent. Fortunately, that pitiful silence didn't last more than a short while. However, it was followed by an even more painful atmosphere as everyone began to whisper. Maria shouted, cried, kicked, and stomped her feet as usual, paying no heed to the people sitting around her. Impulsively, Rosa tried to slap her again, but she noticed the cold eyes of the people in the train and couldn't. When the train stopped, Rosa forcibly pulled Maria's arm and got off, almost dragging her daughter along. Maria didn't stop crying. Rosa took her to the end of the platform and hit her cheek again. You know what really helps with stopping children from crying? Hitting them! Wow! I would have never have thought of that before. Sarcasm, by the way. At the moment she was hit, Maria stopped crying for an instant, but before long she shouted and cried even more than before. Overwhelmed with emotion, Rosa grabbed the nape of Maria's neck and dragged her, tugging at her hair. And you're not helping.
そのうーをやめなさいって言ってるでしょ。そんなんだからクラスにお友達ができないんでしょ。もっとしっかりしてよ。なんであんたはいつまでも頭の中が幼稚園なのよ。どうしてママの言うことが聞けないの。どうして。
With those severe words, Rosa hit Maria's cheek over and over again. The more Maria cried and shouted, the more Rosa hit her. The more Maria was hit, the more intensely she cried and shouted. Because she's hurt. Okay, so she can't make friends in class because they hurt her, and then she starts crying because of that? Ooh, wow. I wonder whose fault it would be. Maybe we should stop victim blaming. Nope. She's having a breakdown. The one who timidly called to her was the station attendant. Rosa glared at the attendant with a look that said, "Don't butt into the problems of a mother and child, stranger." Of course, the attendant surely hadn't wanted to get involved either. However, Rosa had been yelling on the platform for a much longer time than she'd imagined. Her emotional scolding had led the passengers on the platform to advise the attendant to call out to her. Rosa yelled at the attendant, saying not to worry anymore, since they'd be getting on with the next train. Then finally, or rather, for the second time, she noticed the passengers on the platform staring at her from a distance. Rosa sweat slightly and felt a breeze make her sweat go cold, tormenting her. Maria kept on crying, shielding her own head. Of course, if the beating continued, she'd probably keep crying indefinitely. As the terrible heat in Rosa's head faded, she knew she had surrendered her soul to evil again. Rosa fell to her knees and hugged Maria, whose face was all soggy with tears and mucus.
マリア、ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
Hmm.
おかえり、おかえり。
Finally, Maria realized that her mother was her mother again. She clung to her mother's body and cried, burying her face in her mother's chest.
悪いママを許して。悪いママを許して。本当にごめんなさい。ママをどうか嫌いにならないで。
マリアは全然平気。ママを嫌いになんかならない。ママはまた悪い魔女に乗り移られていただけ。でもママが帰ってきたから平気。
悪い魔女にママはまた乗り移られていたの。ごめんね。本当にごめんね。
For a long time, the two of them hugged each other, asking for and sharing words of forgiveness. After a while, they calmed down and both moved back at the same time. Maria's face and Rosa's face were both deep red after crying their eyes out.
マリアはハロウィンのお祭りがしたいの？
ジョージお兄ちゃんやジェシカお姉ちゃんにかぼちゃマシュマロを見せてあげたかった。
It was a candy they'd been selling near the cash register at the shop where they'd eaten breakfast. A fancy sweet that had a big orange marshmallow in the shape of a jack-o'-lantern attached to the tip of the stick. Maria had wanted it and had insistently pestered Rosa for it. Rosa had refused, saying there was no way she could buy sweets right after breakfast.
じゃあマリア、この町に売っているかどうかわからないけど、降りて探してみようか。
ママ大好き。愛してる。ありがとう。
私もよ、マリア。
The truth was, they didn't have time to waste loitering around at a stopover station. If they missed the airplane, they'd fall half a day behind schedule. She should have left home with more time to spare, but she'd ended up leaving late after choosing Maria's clothes. Because of that, Rosa had been a bit impatient since the morning. She looked at the clock. They had to get on the next train immediately. But her daughter firmly joined hands with her to go buy sweets with her mother. That hand was warm. To Rosa, she was now, it was more important to renew her bonds with Maria. To her, Maria was not only a beloved daughter, she was everything Rosa had. I'll end it there for now. I will say, I think that she should. Oops. They should. Rosa should go to like a psychiatrist or something to help her. In any case, I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know any feedback you have in the comments. And until next time, see ya.